Today marks day one of our doubleheader fall final weekend here at Stafford. Before we get to the Monaco Modified sitting the half mile tomorrow, we have a full slate of weekly racing and the big wheels here tonight on Maybury Back to School Kids Night. Let's talk to just some of the faces running for the points here as the season winds down.
And Rob, with one of the most veteran drivers here at the Stafford Motor Speedway, driving the Maybury car on Maybury Back to School Kids Night, Wade Gagner. And Wade, a long history for you here at the Stafford Motor Speedway, but you're wrapping up your first, for the most part, full season in the SK Modifieds. How's it been progressing for you here over the last 15 weeks or so?
I love it. It's been a great move for us. I enjoy it. I still got to pinch myself that I'm out here running an SK. It's something, even when I was back here running late models back in the early 80s and 90s, I always wanted to do an SK but never had the means. And thanks to John Maybury and his whole team over there, they said, yeah, let's go SK racing, and I jumped on the opportunity to do it, and I'm having a blast. I can't even tell you. It's just unexplainable. I love it.
So now, for those that don't know, you're kind of the owner and founder of Wild Thing Karts, just wrapping up your 20th year here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. What's it like racing out there with a lot of drivers that you saw over these last 20 years kind of grow up here on the racetrack on Monday nights on the mini mile? It's
another one of those things where it's just, I'm in awe at how many kids are in here racing on Friday nights now, and it's amazing. They come in here and they start kicking my butt within a couple of weeks. They figure it out and they're kicking my butt out here, so it's pretty cool. Most of them go into the SK Light division, but you look at all these veteran racers that are out here. Like we got Mikey Flynn fighting for a championship. He's one of my series competitors that moved up a long time ago. And there's just tons of them in here. Rafano, there's a whole list of them that came from my series. So yeah, I shake my head and then I sit back and think, man, I'm freaking old.
You mentioned your series just wrapped up 20 years about a week and a half or so ago. Happy with how Wild Thing Karts has progressed here over the last 2 decades?
Yeah, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It shows no signs of slowing down. Yeah, we did our 20th year this year and wrapped up, got all our champions crowned this past weekend, or 2 weekends ago actually, and with the new pavement, it's kind of added a new element, and it's changed the racing a little bit, so it's made it pretty interesting. It's actually been a really good year. We did it we were doing pretty much 100 karts every week. So yeah, the turnout's been phenomenal, and it keeps going. We had our biggest Tiger Cub class, which is our 5 to 7 year olds. We had our biggest Tiger Cub class ever, and that's going to be the future for here and Stafford on Friday nights.
Best of luck to you here tonight.
Thank you.
That's Wade Gagner. He mentioned Mikey Flynn a moment ago, one of the graduates from Wild Thing Karts. Let's go a couple of pit stalls up and hear from him with Rob.
Kyle, I'm here with the SK Modified points leader by just 2 points over John Pulio, Mikey Flynn. Mikey, you guys have been going basically really neck and neck for the most consistent driver on the circuit this year. At this point, though, with how tight it's been, it feels like you guys keep raising the floor of performance here. You got to be thinking wins at this point, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the stats would say so, for sure. I mean, you got to be up front to win this thing, and it takes 20 to 24 perfect races to do it. So we're just going to go out and have fun, and it'll be awesome, Cool opportunity.
With what it takes getting to the track every week here, what is it like to now have less than a 24-hour turnaround between today's feature and you guys going alongside the Monaco mods and the SK Lights tomorrow?
Yeah, it'll be crazy. I mean, we have stuff prepared to, break down the car, nut and bolt the car after the race tonight. We're prepared for all situations. We live 15 minutes away, worst case scenario, over in Hamden, Mass, so it's not too far of a drive. But yeah, we're prepared. We have bins of spare parts, cleaning supplies, so we're ready to go.
Now, you guys have, as I said earlier, been quite the model of consistency here. What is it like to keep that up, at the track and at the shop with really not many off weeks since the month of May?
Yeah, like I said, it takes it's a grind. I mean, you have to do it for a whole summer, almost all fall, and almost all spring. So we just work hard. We have a rhythm down, and everybody has their part, and it's working out.
Good luck out there, Mikey.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mikey Flynn looking for his 3rd win of the season here tomorrow, possibly a 4th on Saturday.
And Rob able to catch up with one of the newest drivers in our street stock division. Debuted about a year ago at this time, ran a few races late last year. Was supposed to run the full season this year in Bella Mincella. Had a top 10 effort, about a month or so ago, and then you left. Where'd you go? You have a unique story off the racetrack.
I do. I had to go to recruiter school, so I was in Arkansas for about 5 weeks, and I was really sad to miss racing. I was looking at the Facebook every Friday. I was like, oh my God, I want to be there so bad. Like, I could not wait to get back.
Recruiter school for?
The Massachusetts Army National Guard.
How long have you been involved in the National Guard?
I'm gonna be in for 6 years in February, so about 5.5 right now.
And your role in the National Guard?
I was a medic, I still am, but now I'm taking on a new role as a recruiter.
Excited to be back?
So excited, I cannot wait to get out on the track tonight.
Felt like you were just getting your footing in this division. How do you feel that you've progressed since you debuted here at the end of last season?
Definitely a lot better than last year. I feel way more confident behind the wheel. And yeah, I felt like I was doing a lot better, and then they were like, you gotta go away, and I was like, all right, so we're gonna have to start right back up tonight. Hopefully it's a good race.
How hard do you think that's gonna be, being away from being behind the wheel for about a month and now having to jump back in and have 2 back-to-back weeks?
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be tough. I've been, like I said, keeping up with the racing. It looks like it's been rough out there, so we're just gonna try our best tonight, hope for the best.
It's been the biggest challenge of this season, trying to get that first top 5.
Definitely just getting up to the front, probably avoiding those wrecks. I did pretty good till the last week that I was here. Just got caught up in that one wreck, but it's a good competition out there, good competitors, so they're tough.
Good luck here later tonight.
Thank you.
Look for the 99, Bella Minchella out there for 20 laps here later this afternoon for the Street Stocks. Now let's go to the other side of the pits and hear from a driver looking for another Street Stock title.
Kyle, I'm here with Travis Downey, driver of the 42 Street Stock. Travis, you're 2 points out of the lead. Last year's champion. Again, in some aspects, people talking more about the Travis Hydar win count. This year, you've been running with your constituents all season long. Would a second back-to-back champion mean more to you than the first?
Absolutely. A second back-to-back champion would mean a lot to me. Last year was going into it, we didn't really think that we were going to get it. Tyler was ahead of us in points pretty far, and he had some unfortunate luck, and we ended up with it. This year, it's a lot tighter. I think we've had to work a lot harder to be where we're at. We only have, we've got 1 win this year. Last year, we had 3. The competition's been very, very stiff. The top 10 cars have been very fast this year, and anybody could win at any time. So to win a championship this year would really mean a lot to me, to be back-to-back for sure.
Definitely the doubters have been a lot quieter this year about the 42. However, there is still 2 races to go. You're starting tonight's feature a little bit buried in the handicap, not as much so as your competitor for the championship here. But is there any effort to be aggressive here, or do you kind of wait for other people to make mistakes in this sort of loose cannon style racing in this division, and you wait for it to come to you?
I think we're going to have to pick up the pace with being a little bit more aggressive the next couple weeks. Wait for some people to make mistakes, but then again, I don't like to be too rough on the racetrack, so we're just going to go out there and do what we do and try to pass everybody clean that we can and pick up the points that we can pick up and just go from there and hope for the best.
There is definitely a lot of effort to sensationalize this sort of invader-style conflict. A lot of Waterford and Thompson guys coming in and running with the Stafford regulars. Is there any truth to the tensions there, or is it kind of all glitz and glamour?
I think it's a bunch of glitz and glamour. I've never complained one single bit about any of the Waterford guys. We're here to race, and everybody comes to race. Let's just have fun and race. That's why we're all here, right?
Good luck out there, Travis.
Thank you. You guys have fun.
Travis Downey looking to pick up those last 2 points en route to the Street Stock Championship, and it's time to go racing. All 5 weekly divisions, the big wheels on track as well. Kyle Rickey, Ben Dodge, and Bonza Tufa on the call for it all.
Well, get ready. It's time for another great night of auto racing here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. It's a special night, and there's so much going on in the Midway. It's Maybury Back to School Kids Night. A bunch of giveaways and, of course, a bunch of other great items that are in store. Now, the Maybury booth is located next to our Novelty booth on the top of the Midway area. They've got some great giveaways for this evening's presentation, and, of course, we want you to go there, stop by and say hello. The Maybury display has, of course, some very unique items because they've got tickets that will give you the opportunity to celebrate with the DiMatteo Hummel's Hot Dog Team and get a free hot dog coupon for the Midway area. Maybury Equipment, of course, has their impressive display, and they will be a part of a special parade lap as well. Same location, you could be a lucky winner of a USNE, a backpack giveaway. It's jam-packed with all of your favorite items and a whole lot more. So make sure you go down there and take full advantage of all of that. Other Midway displays include, of course, the Napa display area, electric boat, along with Lincoln Tech, and of course a whole bunch of other great items that are in store for this evening's program. I'm Ben Dodge, and alongside of me here at Broadcast Central is a gentleman who is our head broadcaster here at the Speedway, and of course Kyle Rickey. Kyle, we are in for a great night of racing. This program has so much to offer. Kids Big Wheel Racing, real racing. Michael Christopher, after that tremendous run in the truck, is back here to compete. He's going to have to come from the back. Some of the closest point battles that you and I have seen in a very, very long time. And that's just the beginning in all of that.
A lot of storylines here on a beautiful Friday night, first Friday night in fall. All 5 of our weekly divisions are here as their stretch drive toward the championship is well in sight as we race here tonight. And, of course, championship night next week. And for the SK Modifieds, they're back here tomorrow, part of the Napa Fall Final along with the Monaco Modified. So this is the start of a big couple of days here at the Speedway. You mentioned it is Maybury Material Handling Kids Night, and a lot of kids giveaways down on the Midway. We're going to check in with Bonza Tufa for the first time tonight. Bonza is on the Midway at the table down behind the grandstands in turn 4. Good evening, Bonza.
Good evening, Kyle. Hello to everybody here at the racetrack and watching on Flow. And if you're nearby, you should stop by the Stafford Speedway for all the racing action. Plus, bring your kid over and you can have a chance at winning a lot of nice prizes. Here's the deal. You go through the main gate, you get 2 tickets. 1 ticket allows you to spin that wheel on the left side of the table, and whatever you end up with, you can pick a prize. The other ticket is for a raffle here on the other side of the tables, and you can either put that 1 ticket to raffle off 2 clear backpacks with a lot of nice stuff in it, a lot of USNE products in it, or you can raffle off a Razor scooter. But that's for kids, not you, Kyle. Anybody that is a kid can put a ticket in and get themselves a nice Razor scooter. There's 2 of them available, so you may miss the first opportunity, but you get a second chance. So for all the kids that are so excited to be back in school, you can be excited to come here at Stafford Speedway and get yourself a nice prize to prepare for the season.
I like those backpacks. Those USNE backpacks are chock full of stuff. I think I saw some pretty cool T-shirts in there. It's going to be fun. See Sandy and Tracy Gagner down there on the Midway behind turn 4 for the youngsters to have a shot at spinning the wheel and getting some pretty cool back-to-school merch. As this event obviously rained out a couple of weeks ago in early September when it was back to school for most of the kids. So we're glad they're back here tonight as we are just a couple of moments away from rolling our first heat race. Great field of cars here tonight.
Fantastic field.
A lot of drivers double dipping in multiple divisions, and obviously racing tonight and tomorrow for the SK Modifieds. And we mentioned earlier this week, Meg Fuller will be running an SK Modified tomorrow, obviously running for that SK Light Modified Championship. So she'll be in the SK Light number 2 here coming up in just a little bit.
So there's so many side stories in tonight's program. And of course, we invite you at this time, as always, to send out a message, whether it's a text, an email, whatever the case may be, use Twitter or any of the above, to any of your friends and invite them to come out. Still plenty of time to get here to enjoy this evening's program. On the starter stand, DJ Hellberg's warming up a bit with Mike Hellberg in preparation as our attention now shifts to turn number 3. First of 3 qualifying rounds for the SK Lights, and starting at the point in round number 1 is one of the all-time great veterans. Driving the Wicked Power Sports machine from East Hartford, Connecticut, Joey Farino.
Outside of the front row, back with us here tonight, car number 88 from Coventry, Connecticut, the JG Pooling Racing entry for Frank Litwell Jr.
Row number 2 to the inside, car number 42. That's the Calagianis Racing Enterprises car from New Hartford, Connecticut, Stephen Calagianis.
For starter, car number 34 from Oxford, Massachusetts, Pro Automotive, the sponsor for Dalton McCarthy.
Let's take a look at starter number 5, car number 51. The SAB Tree Experts machine from Norwich, Connecticut for Matt Brewer.
Car number 35 will go to the outside of row number 3 from Ashford, Connecticut. The Tolland County Foundation replacement car for Josh Morrison.
In the 7th starting spot, he's one of the guys to keep your eyes on. The Busy Bee Learning Center machine from Chaplin, Connecticut. Car number 16, Nicholas Hovey.
Car number 98 will start to the outside of that row from Coventry, Connecticut. The Sears & Son landscaping car for Norm Sears.
And starting scratch in the event, the Barkowski Racing Enterprises, number 17. From Manchester, Connecticut, it is Glenn Barkowski. The story is 8 laps, 5 cars to transfer among the handicap here. And we will tell you that we have had a banner field of cars in this division all season long. And tonight, we have 3 qualifying rounds. It's another great night of competition. Picture perfect setting. Kyle and I have used this statement, top 5 days of summer. We're changing the tag on that. One of the nicest days in the top 5 for the first session of fall racing here at the half mile. Here they come off turn number 4, getting ready to fire them up as they come to the stripe. Here's Kyle Rickey with the call.
First green flag of the evening is out, and it's going to be the 87 getting the jump as they go to turn number 1 for the first time. That is Joey Farino. Inside lane, Kalogiannis coming off a top 5 effort just 2 weeks ago. Last time they raced, that 42 will take the early lead here into turn 3 as Farino locks it up into the corner.
Farino goes way up the hill. Meanwhile, off the turn, back to the stripe. Car number 51 quickly moves into second. Matt Brewer has been one of those drivers that has been strong all season long. The red number 51 reels in, top 3 cars, bumper to bumper. All of a sudden, here comes Nick Hovey. Hovey's in the top 3. They come off the turn like they're hitched together, but here's Hovey stepping on the line.
Hovey had a look to the inside, running for the championship, second in points coming into tonight, and third on the racetrack right now, behind Brewer in second, Kalogiannis in first, both looking for their first feature wins here at the track. And off to a good start here tonight in this qualifying heat race. Now 3 laps in, they are 1 and 2.
There's no question about it. They continue to run in each other's tire tracks. Meanwhile, further back in the competition, you must be among the top 5. Frank Latois tries to make a bold move to pick up the spot. Dalton McCarthy is there in that pack of cars. Off the turn, they come back to the start-finish line, nose to tail, single file. Halfway down, halfway to go.
Dalton McCarthy in position number 4, kind of an island of his own right now as the race for second is on off turn 2. Here's Hovey peeking to the bottom on Brewer. Brewer with the high side momentum hangs on to that second spot. That battle just behind Stephen Kalogiannis in car 42, and now into the second half of this qualifying event.
Well, all of a sudden, Dalton McCarthy has moved in. It was a 3-car bid for the lead. Now make it 4. It's a foursome. We're not playing golf. We're racing down the back straightaway. Margin is the same. Who is the fastest among the top 4? Believe it or not, the car in 4th. Dalton McCarthy as they come back to the line. 2 laps to go.
And he is about to make it a 4-way race for the win here. Dalton McCarthy in position number 4 into 34 has closed in on Hovey. Brewer to the inside of Kalogiannis for the race lead in turn 3, coming to the white flag this time.
They come off turn number 4. Brewer's got the bite on the bottom of the racetrack. They rumble to the line. Kalogiannis sneaks back in front. Bottom of turn number 1. All of a sudden, second changes. Now make it 3rd as they come off turn 4.
Off of the corner and up the back straightaway, Kalogiannis and Hovey 1 and 2. Brewer and McCarthy, good friends off the racetrack in a battle for position here. Hovey to the inside of Kalogiannis for the win, but can't make it work. Falls a car length short. Stephen Kalogiannis picks up the first checkered flag of the night.
And Nicholas Hovey will finish in second. Dalton McCarthy, solid run to finish in the 3rd spot. Matt Brewer will finish in position number 4, and Josh Morrison will round out the top 5. Kyle, 6th through 9th. They won't be in the handicap, but they'll be in the main event.
Norm Sears, Frank Latois, Glenn Barkowski, and Joey Farino with those early mechanical issues finishing in 9th as we check in with Bonza.
Kyle, Dalton McCarthy had a good run in his heat race, and he used this off week this past week to his advantage. They looked over the car and found some things that weren't right with it. It basically wasn't 100% after he had his big wreck back in the midweek event during the middle of summer. They got the car looking good. They got the car driving good. He was happy with it in practice. Looked pretty good in the heat race.
Well, speaking of looking good, round number 2 has just come onto the racetrack. Wellington Pizza brings us car number 25, feature event winner from Ashford, Connecticut, Ben Morrison.
Outside of the front row, car number 1 from right here in Stafford Springs, the Wicked Power Sports entry for Bob Charland.
Let's take a look at row number 2, car number 57. That's the A-Plus Fire Protection Machine. Car number 57, it is Aaron Goff from Stafford Springs.
Fourth starter, car number 75 from Windsor Locks, Connecticut, the Jim Chiapponi family racing entry for Casey Votes.
Here's the young lady that runs up front of the point standings, the Propane Plus PT Watts machine from Auburn, Massachusetts. Car number 2, Megan Fuller.
She's the point leader and the all-time winningest driver in this division. We'll start alongside in 6, car number 29 from right here in Stafford Springs, Vernon Chevrolet, the sponsor for Chris Matthews.
Then we go to our next starter in the field. That, of course, is car number 18 in the competition, and that is moving into its correct starting spot as we come off turn number 4.
That'll be Tyler Berry behind the wheel of that car here tonight, car number 18, former champion here in the SK Light Modifieds. We'll start to the inside of that row. To the outside, car number 79 from Thomaston, Connecticut, the Dell's Vinyl Siding entry for Adriana Kimmer.
And picking up in the rear of the field, the Rose Brothers Garage car from Wellington, Connecticut, Aiden DeGata with car number 8. So that is your starting lineup as we're about ready to get him fired back up. Tyler Berry in the number 18 car. He's had a tough season, Kyle. You know, he's a former champion in this division. Just says he can't seem to get a break and to find the sweet spot on the racetrack. Right now, off turn number 4, DJ Helberg staring him down as they come back to the stripe. Car number 1 looks like Bob Charland has motored his way quickly to the front of the field. Meanwhile, a side-by-side bid for second.
Battle for second is on off the corner. Casey Vogt will take that spot. Chris Matthews goes to third. In fact, he wants the runner-up spot, but falls in the line in the 29. Then it's Morrison and Fuller locked up behind them, 4th and 5th, with Fuller in the outside lane getting the advantage. That high side momentum on Ben Morrison, Tyler Chapman looking on just behind them.
It is a great battle right there for position number 4. Megan Fuller moves in, runs in the tire tracks of Chris Matthews. Matthews is up to 3rd. Megan Fuller is for 4th. Side-by-side battle for position number 5. It is car number 18. That, of course, is Tyler Berry and Ben Morrison. You must be among the top 5.
They race up the back straightaway and have singled out through the field. Austin Goff part of this mix as well in the 57. Adriana Kimmer and Matt Winter in the 8 here tonight. So Matthew Winter back in an SK Light Modified in a car that had previously been driven by Aiden DeGata. As the field goes to turn number 2. Top 2 looking to break away. Bob Charland, fastest car on the racetrack. No surprise as that number 1 is in position. Number 1 right now coming to halfway.
Well, he comes off turn number 4, got a good margin, quickest car on the racetrack in this qualifying round. Casey Vogt still running in 2nd. Tyler Berry just clicked off the quickest time. He's back in position number 5. 5 is good. Megan Fuller reeling in on Matthews. Matthews in the 3rd spot. Megan Fuller up to 4. There's Tyler Berry, and hooked to their back bumper is Ben Morrison.
Ben Morrison in the blue and black, white numeral number 25, just behind Tyler Berry with the pink numbers and white and green trim off of turn number 2 for Berry, just behind Megan Fuller in 4th. Fuller playing it smart, playing it conservative. Remember, she's running for a championship, a near 30-point lead coming into tonight with just a couple races to go. So trying to maintain that spot going into Napa Championship night next Friday for Megan, running 4th right now.
Megan doing just a great job of exactly what she's supposed to. She's setting in the 4th spot, continues to reel in on that 3rd place car. Matthews bobbles a bit, 1 circuit to go. 4 cars contending for the 3rd spot. You must be among the top 5. They come off the turn and head down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, it is Megan Fuller. Will she step on a line or will she stay in formation? Here they come off turn number 4. Bob Charland has led every circuit. He'll take down the qualifying win with car number 1.
So Bob Charland picks up heat race number 2 over Casey Vogt in 2nd, Chris Matthews in 3rd, Megan Fuller in 4th, and Tyler Berry will be the final car to qualify into the handicap in 5th. Ben Morrison in 6th, Austin Goff in 7th, Adriana Kimmer in 8th, and Matthew Winter the 2nd to round out the 9-car field.
Well, there's a lot going on, so let's check back in with Bonza Tufa, who's out and about checking in on just about everything in excitement here tonight.
Well, Ben, in this case, I'm checking in with our first heat race winner in the SK Light Modified, Stephen Kalogiannis. Stephen, that 42 has been trending in the right direction, it seems. How was it tonight in the heat?
Yeah, it was definitely getting better. A little tight, so I think we're going to make some changes for the future, but I think we'll have a good car for it. We will be starting up front, so we expect to do pretty well tonight.
What has been helping you guys trend in the right direction in the second half of the season?
Understanding the car and the adjustments and how to get what I want out of it. You know, you can throw everything you have at it that everyone else is running, but if it's not to your driving style, it's not going to work. You really got to adjust to yourself. It took us a little bit to realize that, and it's finally paying off.
How close are you to that podium finish?
Hopefully a couple hours away. We'll see.
That's a good answer. Stephen Kalogiannis feeling very confident after his heat race victory.
He certainly should. He's had a great season so far. Let's take a look at our lineup in round number 3. Car number 10, the Yukon-sponsored car, will start at the point from Seymour, Connecticut, Nick Anglaise.
Outside of the front row from Somers, Connecticut, car number 55, the Arcari Motor Sales entry for Paul Arcari.
Feature event winner, GRE6, brings us the Windsor, Connecticut driver of car number 50. That is Peter Bennett.
Fourth starter, car number 32 from Milford, Connecticut, the Dell's vinyl siding entry for Robert Bloxham III.
Let's take a look at the third row. McKinney Construction Company brings us car number 15. UNNE is a sponsor from Colchester, Connecticut, Amanda West.
Then it's going to be car number 52 to the outside from Waterbury, Connecticut, the Rubos Auto Care car for Anthony Farino.
And then we'll pick up next with car number 99. Returning to the competition, one of the stars of Monday Night Kart Racing, it is Dylan Houghton.
And to round out the field to the outside of that row, the 36 from Swansea, New Hampshire, the Gary's Power Equipment entry for Eddie Garmarlo.
And car number 92 is scheduled to pick up at the rear of the field. That, of course, the David Webb car from Nashville, Tennessee, the Savage Ventures car. So there you have it. As we're about ready to fire them up, if you just joined us, this is round number 3. These are the SK lights. And on the start, a little bit out of shape, Paul Arcari gets loose, and that almost costs him dearly down the front straightaway. That will work to the advantage of Nick Anglaise. Going, gone. He is way out in front before we complete the first circuit. Meanwhile, moving in is Peter Bennett in second. Arcari has settled back into the third position.
Kind of a ragged start there a lap ago. Amanda West may have had a little bit of contact with a couple of cars. Dylan Houghton as well, but everybody's okay. Maintains their spot on the racetrack to complete lap number 1 and have quickly singled out through the field. Webb losing some spots up the back straightaway as Anglaise comes off of turn number 4 as the leader. Peter Bennett keeping him honest though in the second spot. Paul Arcari, Robert Bloxham, front 4. Amanda West closing in 5th.
Good battle as we see down the back straightaway. Nick Anglaise has a completely different line at the front of the field. Center of the turn, his car drifts up half a lane. Peter Bennett can move in. Now the pressure is on. It is Robert Bloxham, quickest car in the previous circuit. He moves into the 4th spot. 4th isn't good enough. He's making a bid down underneath Arcari. Has to pull back in the line. Meanwhile, it is Amanda West in that important number 5 position.
Then it's several car lengths behind Amanda to divisional rookie Dylan Houghton. Has had so much success here on Monday nights in Wild Thing Karts and looking to run well here tonight. Nearly gets out of shape in turn number 2. A little bit of a shove there from David Webb. Webb had a lot of speed built up in the outside lane and will make the pass ahead of them. Race for 3rd.
No question, off the turn. Here comes Bloxham. Bloxham made it look so easy. He dove to the inside of Arcari, went to the bottom, took over the spot, pulled away by 2 car lengths. Meanwhile, Amanda West setting back in the 5th position. This time, twirling 2s are up. 1 mile left in the competition. Now a bid for the lead is starting to come into play.
Peter Bennett closed it in on Nick Anglaise, down to about a car length or so between those two. Anglaise at the fastest lap of the event. Couple laps ago, looked like he was going to drive away, but that's not the case. Bennett has reeled him back in. Fastest car on the racetrack belongs to the 92 of David Webb, who just cleared Dylan Houghton a couple laps ago and is closing in on Amanda West for that 5th spot into the final lap.
Final circuit. Will Webb have anything for Amanda West? Down the back straightaway. Late event charge. Bennett tested the waters, thought twice of it, backs back. That'll give Nick Anglaise the opportunity and the victory in round number 3. Peter Bennett will finish in the runner-up spot. Robert Blockson to finish in third. Paula Kari to round out the top 4, and Amanda West will take that very important 5th position with car number 15. Kyle?
David Webb will come up a car length short in the 6th spot in car number 92. Then it was Dylan Houghton, Eddie Gamarlo, and Anthony Farino.
Well, coming up next is the SK Modifieds, but before we go there, let's go back to Bonza. Bonza?
Ben, Nick Anglais looked really good out there in his heat race, and when I talked to him earlier today during practice, I asked how it was because he had a lot of damage from the previous accident, the previous feature. He said it's just as good as the last few weeks, and we know how fast that 10 car has been. He just needs to keep everything in one piece when it's in his control and hope for a good run tonight.
Well, he's definitely got a good race car so far. Fastest division comes on to the racetrack. These are the SK Modifieds. Round number 1 will look like this, 8 laps, 5 cars in the handicap. Car number 33, Jervis Brothers Roofing Company. It's a Keith Rocco race car from Walcott, Connecticut, Michael Jervis Jr.
Car number 81 will start alongside a 3-time champion in this division from Somers, Connecticut. Cooker Construction, the sponsor for the 81 of Todd Owen.
Keep your eyes on this gentleman. What a job he did in New Hampshire in both the modifieds and the trucks. Car number 82 from Walcott, Connecticut, the New England Turf Eastport Feed Stroyer car. It is Michael Christopher Jr.
4th starter, car 25 from East Hampton, Connecticut, the Fowler's Auto Wrecking entry for Anthony Flannery.
Yeah, celebrate tonight with the Hummel's Hot Dog crew. You could get a coupon to get you a free Hummel's hot dog. But car number 11 will start next from Farmington, Connecticut, the John Hummel car for Corey DiMatteo.
One of those drivers running for the championship will start in the 6th spot, car number 7 from Brantford, Connecticut, the Mr. Reuter Plumbing entry for John Pulio.
Let's take a look at the 7th starter. He's one of the veteran, the Steer Light Tire and Alignment Machine. From Manchester, Connecticut, car number 16, Rob Summers.
The 70 is next from East Longmeadow, Maybury Material Handling, the sponsor for a longtime veteran. In fact, we heard from him in our pre-race show just a little bit ago for Wade Gagner.
Fafo Threads Incorporated brings us car number 1 from Farmington, Connecticut for Dana DiMatteo. That is our starting lineup. 9 cars, 8 laps, 5 to transfer here. On the starter stand, Mike Helberg takes over at the helm from race control. Gunny is there, and of course, Chris Gambata will be joining him for this evening's program. Big night here at the Speedway. Maybury Back to School Kids Night. Remember, go to the Maybury booth. You can get a special coupon to celebrate the Hummel's Hot Dog team. Last time we were here, they were big winners, and they'd like to have you on board with a Hummel's Hot Dog for tonight's presentation.
A lot of giveaways down there as well for the
giveaways.
kids. Play-Doh. I used to love Play-Doh as a kid, and there's a lot of Play-Doh available down on the Midway if you spin the wheel and get the number 1, I believe is what it is. So go down on the Midway and for the kids and spin the wheel and enjoy the night, part of Maybury Material Handling Kids Night. Here comes the green.
Green flag is out off turn number 4, and we've got 6 cars, 2x2x2. Yes, there is a bid for 1 space. It is position number 1. But down the back straightaway, Michael Jervis pulls away on the competition, but Christopher's to the inside of Owen. Owen tested today. Here comes the Hummel's Hot Dog machine. Car number 11 for Corey DiMatteo.
Most recent winner here just a couple of weeks ago for Corey DiMatteo, and battling for 3rd right now with Todd Owen, who just wants to get back to Napa Victory Lane. It's been a while for Team 81. In 3rd to his inside, DiMatteo in the 11, just in front of Jonathan Pulio as they come around to complete another lap.
There's no question about it. They work their magic down into turn number 1. Inside of the racetrack, it is Corey DiMatteo. Tries to pick up the 3rd spot, and he does. Todd Owen thinks twice of it. Goes from the outside to the inside. Here comes Jonathan Pulio. He's creating a strong run in position number 5. But he's got to hold off the 25 of Anthony Flannery.
Flannery just behind him and out of the top 5 in 6. That's how competitive this division is. Here comes Mike Christopher Jr. to the inside in the 82 on Michael Jarvis for the top spot. Halfway, 4 down, 4 to go, and our second leader of the event.
There's no question about it. He made it look so easy. Well, seeing is doing. All of a sudden, Corey DiMatteo is the quickest car on the racetrack. He tested the waters. Jervis moved back. He's now back into 2nd. DiMatteo has to think twice of it. Todd Owen is coming. Here comes Jonathan Pulio.
Pulio currently 2nd in the championship standings coming into tonight. just 2 points behind Mikey Flynn. The current race leader, Mike Christopher Jr., he's third in points, trying to claw his way back in, 36 out. And with 3 events remaining, there's enough points to be available, or to be gained, where he could find himself as a championship contender come next Friday night. Right now, he's the leader with 2 to go.
Certainly is, and those 3 cars have started to string it out. Todd Owen's car is starting to drop back just a bit. Julio's right there. Flannery is behind him. Off the turn, white flag is out. Michael Christopher Jr., quickest car on the racetrack in the last circuit. Running with him is Michael Jervis, testing the waters just a bit. Here comes Corey DiMatteo again. Margin is the same between first and second and third.
And they come off of turn 4, checkered flag, heat race number 1 for the SK Modifieds, and Michael Christopher Jr. sets the fastest lap of the event on the final lap to claim the win over Michael Jarvis in second, Corey DiMatteo third, Todd Owen fourth, and Jonathan Pulio to round out the top 5.
Just out of the handicap, Anthony Flannery will finish in 6th. Dana DiMatteo is 7th. Rob Summers is 8th. And Wade Gagner in the Maybury car will finish in the 9th spot. Coming up next, 2 more qualifying rounds, but more stories from the paddock, and Bonza is there.
Ben, a couple stories. John Pulio, who came into this race fighting for the championship, just 2 points behind Mikey Flynn. He came on the radio and said no real complaints with the car. Might need a little bit more, but overall he's pretty happy with it. Mike Christopher Jr. in practice said the car was a little snug in the center of the corner, but that's something they've had all year long, and we know how fast that 82 is during the feature when it matters the most.
Well, it sure does, and we're looking forward to seeing that in the main event. Round number 2, car number 76. We'll be starting at the point in this one. That, of course, is the Bulls Motors car from Monroe, Connecticut. It is Dylan Izzo.
Outside of the front row, car number 75 from right here in Stafford, the Monaco Ford-sponsored car for David Arute.
The defending champion starts next, an Aprico RaceChoice.com machine for Petty Cash Motorsports from Shelton, Connecticut. Car number 85, Andrew Moeller.
4th starter, car number 14 from Ellington, the Chapman Apartment Homes car for Stephen Chapman.
3 goes back to the inside, Wheeler's Auto Service, John and Mania Rafano's car from North Haven, Connecticut. Car number 88, feature event winner, Marcello Rafano.
6th starter, car number 10 from Somers, Connecticut. Again, one of the more veteran drivers of this division, the Avery Construction Corp sponsored car. I know his folks are enjoying the night in the suites above turn 4 here tonight for Dan Avery.
Now let's go back to the 7th starting spot. That is the Meritech Contractors machine. Another Keith Rocco race car from Colchester, Connecticut. Car 57, Paul Kashiba the 4th.
And in the outside of row number 4, another longtime veteran of this division, the 96 from Canton, Connecticut, Brainerd Motorsports, the entry for Kurt Brainerd.
And picking up in the rear of the field, the Jensen Racing, number 79 from Canterbury, Connecticut, Ethan DeRocher. That is our field. This is the 2nd qualifying round, 8 laps, 5 cars to transfer. Looking for the pace car to dive to the center of the infield in tonight's program. Danny Rashashko, of course, the pace car driver. Here they come off turn number 4. Green is out, and Dylan Izzo is the leader going into turn number 2, but not for long. Here comes Andrew Moeller. Black and gold, like the success they had a year ago. Moeller quickly takes over the lead in less than a half of a mile as he comes back to the stripe.
Izzo to the 2nd spot to complete lap number 1. Rafano in 3rd as they cross the stripe and go back to turn number 1. Koshiba in 4th, and that's where they really get racy. In fact, they're racing up front as well. Moeller about to lose the top spot to Dylan Izzo in turn 4.
Dylan Izzo's got a racy car to the bottom. He made it look so easy, just as easy as Moeller did to take over the lead. Look a little further back. Position number 5 is the hot spot on the racetrack. Dan Avery in the Michael O'Sullivan prepared car, setting in the 5th position. Fighting with him is David Arute and Stephen Chapman. Back to the stripe they come. Leader is still Dylan Izzo.
By a car length over last year's champion, Andrew Moeller. Izzo fastest on the speedway. Koshiba in 3rd, or make that 4th, just overhauled by Marcello Rafano for that 3rd position. Dan Avery to round out the top 5 in turn number 3. Battle up front, tightening up. Here comes Moeller on the back bumper halfway home of race leader Dylan Izzo.
There's no question about it. It was Moeller who made the bold move to take the original lead from Dylan Izzo. Izzo fought back, now pulls away. Moeller's the quickest car now on the racetrack. Last circuit by 19.420. It is Andrew Moeller who's coming. He's getting closer and closer. Let's shift back to the 5th spot. Dan Avery is still there. Stephen Chapman is testing the waters. He's 1 spot out.
Little air traffic over the speedway as the racing in turn number 3 gets hot and heavy up front here on the front stretch with 2 laps to go. 2-car breakaway. Dylan Izzo, Andrew Moeller. Fastest car on the racetrack for about a second was Moeller. Then it was Dan Avery in 5th, car number 10, as the battle up front continues to be a close one as they'll come to the white this time.
Here's the white flag. Nobody is surrendering. Less than a half a mile. Moeller again tests the waters. Looks to the outside. Can't do it. Pulls back in the line. It is Dylan Izzo leading him down the back straightaway. Moeller reels him in again. Nose to tail, bumper to bumper. It is Dylan Izzo. Here's Moeller, and right there with him, Marcello Raffano. Checkered flag is out. Dylan Izzo will take down a convincing victory. Andrew Moeller will finish in 2nd. Marcello Raffano for 3rd. Paul Kashiba, a great run from the back of the field to finish in the 4th spot. And Dan Avery is making the guys in his suite and ladies happy tonight. He'll finish among the top 5.
Stephen Chapman will finish in 6th. Then it was David Arute 7th. Ethan DeRozier in the 79 in 8th. And Kurt Brainerd to round out the 9-car field in that qualifying event for the SK Modifieds as we go back to Bonza.
Guys, Andrew Moeller had a little bit of an issue during practice in that 85 Petty Cash Motorsports SK. He was fighting mechanical gremlins similar to what he was fighting at the beginning of the year. After the first round of practice, they figured it out, and Moeller just said after the heat race was over, the car was getting better. He was just taking it easy, so that 85 team feels pretty good heading into the 40-lap feature.
So it looks like we were about ready to get our 3rd qualifying round onto the racetrack. Car number 23, the Metro Door Machine from Stafford Springs, Connecticut, will start at the point. That is Wesley Prucker.
Car number 71 will start to the outside of the front row from Salem, Connecticut. The Darling Auto Parts car for Alexander Pearl.
Row number 2, position number 3 goes to car number 3. Feature event winner, the Casella Waste Systems M&M Auto Body car from Worcester, Massachusetts. Car 3 for Troy Talman.
4th starter, car 41 from Ellington, Connecticut. The Chapman Apartment Homes car for Tyler Chapman.
Here's another Dan Avery-owned race car, the Horsepower Hill Farms, number 22. From Berlin, Connecticut, it is Keith Rocco.
24 goes next, current point leader from Hamden, Massachusetts, the Valley High Farm sponsored car for Mikey Flynn.
In the 7th starting spot, it is car number 12, the All-Crate Machine from Windsor, Connecticut, for Artie Caruso.
Back with us here tonight, outside row 4, car number 58 from Riverhead, New York, the GAF Roofing sponsored car for Eric Goodale.
And starting scratch, another individual making his debut this season, the J&M Montesanto Auto Body Machine from North Brentford, Connecticut, car 43 for John Montesanto.
Quick announcement for all the kids that are signed up for the big wheel race here later tonight. Be sure to check in at the novelty booth off of turn number 4 behind the main grandstands here in the next couple of minutes to make sure you get yourself a big wheel for those events. I know a lot of folks interested in running that here tonight as the green flag is up and we're underway.
We sure are, and Prucker tries desperately to get to turn number 1 first, and he does. Off the 2nd turn, here comes Troy Talman, the M&M Auto Body Casella Waste Machine, making some noise to the inside. Back off turn number 4, Talman is the brand new leader. Then there is, of course, the aggressive number 22 for the Avery camp, and Keith Rocco moves into 2nd.
Car number 22, 4th in the championship standings coming into tonight, 2nd on the racetrack right now. Point leader Mikey Flynn just behind them. Wesley Prucker stuck in the outside lane, fading just a bit. Car 23 back to 4th.
There's no question Mikey Flynn makes the bold move to the inside of Keith Rocco. Turn number 3 is Rocco's own piece of real estate. He pulls away off turn 2. Here's Rocco, told you so. Tries it, tests the waters. Talman says no way. But off turn number 4, a whole different deal.
Talman in the outside lane, Rocco to the bottom. Troy slid up just enough for Keith to get to the inside, and now they are side by side for the top spot here on lap number 4. New leader, Keith Rocco, goes to the point. Talman with a little shot to the back bumper of the 22, settles in the line in 2nd.
There's no question 5 is still the magic number. Rocco is the fastest car on the racetrack. back in the 5th position. Currently, Alexander Pearl, the USNE Power Machine, looking pretty powerful tonight. He'll now take a move to the inside of Wesley Prucker. Pearl tests the waters, bottom shot, looking to get in the comfort zone, because right there with him is Chapman with car number 41.
Pearl, the divisional rookie this year here in the SK Modifieds. Car 71 up to 4th. Troy Talman all over the back bumper of Keith Rocco for the lead over in turn number 3. Wanted to make a move, but couldn't find the room on the inside. Will settle in the line in 2nd with 2 laps to go. Mikey Flynn watches on from the 3rd spot.
There's no question, off the turn, Talbot has been literally stamping the back bumper like you put a postage stamp on a letter. Here he goes again. Inside move. Talman is there. Casella Waste Machine comes off the turn. White flag is out at the stripe. It was still Keith Rocco. Who's going to get it back to the line? Talman takes back the lead.
Troy Talman back to the inside. Rocco's not done yet. Back to the bottom for Keith Rocco on Troy Talman, looking for the win. Checkered is out off turn 4. Troy Talman with the momentum and the checkered flag.
So Talman takes down the victory. Keith Rocco to finish in 2nd. Solid run for Mikey Flynn, the point contender for 3rd. Alexander Pearl in for 4th. And Tyler Chapman takes down that important 5th position. Kyle?
Wesley Prucker will finish in the 6th spot. Then Eric Goodale in 7th. And John Montesanto rejoining us here tonight. Car number 43 finishing in the 8th position.
Well, coming up next will be our limited late model division. But right now, let's go back to Bonza Tufa. Bonza?
Ben, our point leader, Mikey Flynn, felt like today so far had gone smooth. He was happy with the car during practice. After the heat race, he said the car was a little bit snug, a little bit tight, but he was able to get drive off. Overall, happy with the car. Might have to make a couple adjustments here to get ready for the 40-lap feature tonight.
All right, thank you very much, Bonza, as we'll see if they can make that car a bit quicker before the main event here coming up later this evening as work begins there. The limited late models come onto the racetrack for the first of 3 qualifying events. One of the largest field of limited late models that we have seen. They're approaching 30 here pretty quick. 25, 26 on hand here this evening, and Heat 1 on the racetrack.
Sure is. Car number 95 will be the Utility Service of New England car from Charlotte, North Carolina. It is Jay Clement.
Car number 42 will start alongside on the front row from Northford, Connecticut, the Daddy-O's Honey-sponsored car for Dana Ray.
Row number 2 to the inside, the ARI, a spray foam Gold Properties car from Canton, Connecticut. Car 9, Connor Jensen.
The 83 goes to the outside of row 2 from Wellington, Connecticut, the Rob Russell chassis car for RJ Surdell.
The last time we were here, he was the big winner. The Stribel Trucking Company machine. We call him the old dog from Tolland, Connecticut. Car 28, Rich Hammond.
6 starter, car number 82 from Pasco, Rhode Island, the New England Chipper Repair AZ roofing car for Samantha Dell.
And car number 38, a former champion here at Stafford in the street stock division. It is Dave Secor.
Car number 66 back with us here tonight. Veteran of this division, former race winner Mike Hopkins in the wheel of the 66 here this evening.
And of course, picking up at the rear of the field, it will be the number 59 car. That, of course, one of the Clement race cars. This one is Matt Clement. He'll be starting in the final row in the competition, driving the Utility Service of New England car.
Defending champion for Matt Clement in that 59. We'll see if he can make his way forward over the next 8 laps as the field is told to double up into their rows of 2. Dana Ray and Connor Jensick on the front row, car number 9. Dana has shown improvement here in the second half of the season, car number 42. And we'll see if she can hang here on the start of this one. We'll have some big guns behind her, including RJ Surdell and former champion and a recent winner in this division, Rich Hammond, and the 28 car.
And taking over the number 95 car, the Clement brothers pass it back and forth. This is Scott Clement, who decides to pick up at the rear of the field in this one. So he'll be threading needle and trying to get to the front of the pack. Here is the green trouble. Initially on the start, car number 42, Dana Ray, does not come up to speed at first. And now Ray goes around directly in front of RJ Surdell up the hill, and we've got a scramble before we even get off turn number 2. Minor mix-up there.
Looks like Scott Clement may have got the outside wall.
And we can see that Clement machine up on the big screen. And there is the car that was involved in all of that. And that, of course, is the Ray car, able to get it fired back up, but car number 95 is down on pit road, and apparently the situation there is not a good one, even though they're checking over things on it, and it looks like he is okay, so the officials are sending him back out in the competition here. No laps are up in this first of 3 for the limited late models.
Let's check in with Bonzo.
Kyle, I'm here at the Morrison pit stall with both Josh and Ben Morrison. Now, Ben was having transmission issues the last time he competed. Tonight, clutch issues. So instead of trying to figure out that problem, they brought out Josh's backup cars. So you're going to be seeing a couple twin cars, basically. Ben's going to be driving one of them. Josh is going to be driving the other. So Josh and Ben in the race in very similar looking cars, but Ben Morrison clutch issues so far in the heat and in practice, so he has no choice but to go to the backup.
And you see them renumbering the right side of that car as we speak, as we get a look at a replay to see what put us under this caution flag. And Dana Ray having a tough time coming up to speed, just barely clipped by Serdell, sends her into a spin, and Clement, with nowhere to go, bounces off the left side of Dana's car and then tags the outside wall with his right side of the 95.
Tough way to get started in this qualifying event, but the soft walls did their job, and that is a guarantee. Now it's going to regroup and reset our qualifier for round number 1 as, again, from the starter stand, the field being told to cross over. And that changes the front row, putting car number 9 of Connor Jensick to the inside of the front row. And then RJ Serdell will go to the outside. Lights are off on the safety vehicle heading down the back straightaway. Danny Roscoe, the pace car driver here at Stafford. He'll be diving to the center of the infields.
Try it again here for heat race number 1 for the limiteds. 3 heat races tonight. Great field of limited late models on hand for the action here this evening. Green flag is up. We're underway. Connor Jensick with the advantage this time as they go to turn number 1. Connor in the 9. A lot of pressure from Rich Hammond in the 28. The exit of turn number 2.
There's no question. A good battle already shaping up. And a car that is moving forward is the 66 machine. That car was scheduled to start in the 8th position, side-by-side bid, and that's taking place for position 5 and 6. As car number 59, Matt Clement, easily moves in to the 4th spot, bumping Mike Hopkins back to position number 5.
The 66 for Mike Hopkins, team car to Jason Lafayette, who we'll see here in a little bit, running in the 66 here this evening and in the 5th spot as they come around to complete lap number 2. Connor Jensick, Rich Hammond. Hammond a little bit quicker that time, and it shows on the racetrack, really closed in on Jensick for the top spot. Serdell and Clement right there in 3rd and 4th. Before that gap, back to Hopkins in 5th as the field comes off of turn number 4. No one stepping out of line this time around to complete lap number 3. And Jensick, in fact, pulling away just a bit in the 9.
Good battle now shaping up as Matt Clement, he clicked off the quickest lap in the previous one. He dives to the inside of RJ Serdell, bid for the 3rd position. Clement takes it in at a ton. Meanwhile, RJ Serdell doesn't give up. They are wheel to wheel and side by side. They lead on each other just a bit. Clement has it at the line.
So move Matt Clement up to 3rd, half a car length. Here comes the Mike Hopkins car, the 66. Closed the gap quickly on Serdell and Clement as they battled for position. So that's a good race there. Dave Secor not too far out of the shot as well, running in the 6th spot. But everybody's chasing the top 2, and Hammond has chased down Connor Jensick for the lead here with just a couple laps to run.
There's no question about it. Hammond's got a fast race car. He's proving just that. Car number 28 moves to the inside. Jensick looked so quick just a lap ago. Brand new leader emerges. It's Rich Hammond. 2 circuits to go as they come off turn number 4. Now Clement is all over the car that currently sets in 2nd, which is Jensick. Serdell is there, and Hopkins also in contention here.
Good racing from 2nd on back. Well behind Rich Hammond here into turn number 3. He's able to break away by about 5 or 6 car lengths over Matt Clement, who takes the second spot. White flag, 1 lap to go. Jensic in jeopardy of losing third to Serdell now, who goes to the inside. Serdell on the bottom. The Jensic car in the outside lane and will fall to 4th, now maybe 5th.
Well, he's just shuffled his way back there. To the left side of your screen, there's where the action is. SKool has moved in. That's the neon yellow and blue car there. Right side, look at the margin. Checkered flag is out. Rich Hammond is back in winning form in this qualifying event. Matt Clement, very strong tonight to finish in second. RJ Serdell, great comeback for third. Michael Hopkins shows he hasn't lost a thing. He'll be among the top 4. And Connor Jensic, early leader, will finish among the top 5.
Dave Secor in the 6th spot. Then it was Samantha Dell in 7th. Dana Ray in 8th, and Scott Clement, after getting caught up in that lap 1 incident in turn number 1, will finish in 9th as we go back to the pits.
Kyle, I got our first SK Modified Heat Race winner here, Troy Talman, driving the Casella Waste number 3. Let's talk about today so far. How was the car in practice? How was it in the heat?
Really good day so far. The car was pretty good in practice. Made a little adjustment, tuning it in for the heat race, and then we'll have a good piece later tonight, 40 laps.
What adjustment do you have to make for the feature, being that you're third up and not last like you normally are?
Well, I can't tell you that, but we will make an adjustment. 40 laps, it pays at the end of the race, not the beginning. So we'll have a good piece. Shane Hopkins always dials me in pretty good, so we'll be there at the end.
Like a magician, a driver never reveals their secrets, guys, but Troy Talman feeling good for the SK feature tonight.
And I thought everybody told Bonza everything.
They
no,
don't.
Apparently not.
Guess what? They don't. Well, right now we're about ready to give you the starting lineup for round number 2. The New Wave Bath machine from Tallinn, Connecticut is Kevin Crosby.
Outside of the front row, the 24 from Three Rivers, Massachusetts, the WGF building entry for Kyle Terrio.
This driver's adjusted well to the half mile. The Saybrook Rentals machine, car number 80 for Norm Root III from Old Saybrook, Connecticut.
3-time champion will start in 4th, but still looking for that first checkered flag of the season. Car number 6 from Windsor Locks, Connecticut, the LNS equipment car for Jeremy Lavoie.
Outstanding rookie driver of the Tri-State Equipment Repair car from Somers, Connecticut, car number 55, Jason Lafayette.
6 starter car 14 from Agawam, Massachusetts, the Lloyd's transmission car for Kevin Cormier.
Let's take a look at the final row. It is the Black Widow Motorsports car from Union, Connecticut, car number 8, Tyler Secor.
And car number 52 will round out the field from Durham, Connecticut, the Volpe pre-owned car-sponsored car for Al Stone III.
So there you have it. Round number 2 of 3 is about to be put to speed off turn number 4. DJ Hellberg now on the starter stand, staring them down as they work their magic off the turn to the stripe. Here they come. Green flag is out, and quickly Kyle Terrio makes no waste of it at all, but it's short-lived because all of a sudden, in command, moving to the front of the class with a commanding lead, it is Kevin Crosby. Crosby is out in front. Here comes Root. But right now, all eyes are on the 55 car of Jason Lafayette.
Back down to the line to complete lap number 1. Crosby to the point. Then it's Kyle Terrio stuck in the outside lane. Norm Root, the bright orange number 80 to the bottom. Root and Terrio just in front of Lafayette, the divisional rookie, against a divisional champion in Jeremy Lavoie to his outside in the red number 6 as they come around and complete lap number 2. Fanning out 2 and nearly 3 wide from second on back, and it's exactly what Kevin Crosby wants to see behind him as he's able to tiptoe away as the race leader.
Well, 5 is the magic number, and car number 6 has that position. Now Jeremy Lavoie moves in to try to challenge Jason Lafayette. All of a sudden, Terrio is there. Meanwhile, behind him, another strong competitor, the 14 of Kevin Cormier. That black race car is in contention as well. Cormier tries to get around Lavoie. Lavoie is one of the strongest cars always in this field here at Stafford.
Halfway this time around, Crosby out front. Norm Root faster a lap ago and closing that gap. What was 0.6 of a second 1 lap ago, this time is almost in half, 0.3 between the top two. Norman Root is closing on the lead, and he's bringing Jason Lafayette with him in the 3rd spot. Then that Terrio battle with Jeremy Lavoie continuing for 4th and 5th.
You're looking at that battle between Root. Here comes Lafayette. Black number 55 to the inside, coming off the turn. Almost there. Root continues to guard the spot. That's the battle for 2nd. Lafayette pulls it off in 1. Lafayette is up to 2nd. Root bumps back to 3rd. Here comes Lavoie. He's all over Terrio, back in the 4th position.
2 laps to go this time, and here comes Lafayette. Up to 2nd, wanting more, and quickly closing ground on Kevin Crosby, the race leader. Is there enough time to get there and make a pass? I think there is. A lap and a half to run. Jason Lafayette really has come to life here over the last couple of circuits in car number 55. He'll see the white flag this time, less than a car length between the top two.
Here they come off turn number 4. White flag is out. He's literally trying everything to move into contend. Jason Lafayette started the season, this BFR car. It's got a rookie stripe. Oh, trouble now. As it appears that Kevin Crosby got out of shape. He loses one of those valuable top 5 transfer spots as they come off turn number 4. To the stripe they come. Checkered flag is out, and it is Jason Lafayette to take down the victory. Norm Root will finish in 2nd. Kyle Terrio rounding out the top 3. Jeremy Lavoie for 4th, and Kevin Cormier will round out the top 5. 3 cars will not be in the handicap.
They include Tyler Secor, Al Stone III, and Kevin Crosby. After that spin on the final lap, will be scored in the 8th position. As we go back to the pit area and Bonza.
Well, the last time the limited late models were in town, Kyle, this guy hit victory lane. You can see that he's pretty relaxed after his heat race. He did win it after all. I'm talking about Rich Hammond in the 28 team. How was it so far in the 8-lap heat and in practice?
We're trying to something a little bit different, so it's taken me a little time to get used to it. So once I changed my line, I was able to get to the front, and the car seems pretty solid. It's turning really good. You know, I wish we had a little bit more speed, but I'd rather have the turn.
You won the previous week, and you're still not satisfied, Rich?
I ain't never satisfied.
So how much adjusting do you have to do because you guys are second to last tonight, and it'll be pretty much nighttime and cooler?
The setup doesn't change too much. You don't want the car to be too loose.
Well, there you go. That's the wily veteran, Rich Hammond, trying to go back-to-back in the limited late models.
He is a character and a popular, talented driver at that. Car number 74 will start at the point in the 3rd heat. That's the Bears Cleaning Service F&M Enterprises car from Springfield, Vermont. Matt Winters the 2nd.
Car number 5 will go to the outside of the front row from Wellington, Connecticut. The Mojo Cafe Lawn Science car for Daryl Vertifay.
3rd starter is car number 23, Westside Oil. From Canton, Connecticut, Devin Jensick.
4th starter, car number 22 from New Hartford, Connecticut. The GP Fence car for Gary Patnode.
The rookie that leads the points is next, car number 11. The Haidar Construction Machine from Woodbury, Connecticut. Car 11 for Travis Haidar.
Car number 84 goes to his outside from Bristol, Connecticut. The Delana Auto Parts car for Joe Arena.
Now let's take a look at the final row. Car number 17, Ari Jensick from Canton, Connecticut in the Funkaway machine.
And to round out the field, car number 44 from Durham, Connecticut, the team's choice car for Shelby Swan. That's the lineup getting ready to go. You know, one driver that doesn't want to see a huge field here tonight, that's the current point leader.
Yes.
Because one mistake and all those points could go away because of the full field. He has a 42-point lead. That is Travis Haidar coming into tonight. The number 11 car starting to the 3rd lane of the inside row. This time, a 42-point lead over the driver that we just heard from just a couple of moments ago in Rich Hammond. But the more cars mean potentially a deeper finish if you have an issue. So we'll see if Haidar can hang on to that gap here tonight. Green is up. We're back underway. Final qualifying event for the limited late models as they go to turn number 1. Daryl Vertifay to the outside. Matt Winter to the inside in the 74.
Matt Winter comes off the turn strong and takes the lead. Quickly, car number 23 for Devin Jensick makes its presence known. Jensick moves into 2nd. All of a sudden, here comes the guy, Travis Haidar, with car number 11. Directly behind him, Gary Patnote has moved into the 5th spot. 5th is where he needs to be or better. Off the turn, look at Haidar reeling in on the 2nd place car of Devin Jensic. Jensen tests the waters, tries to take the lead off turn 4.
Twins out there. Devin Jensic running in the 2nd spot. Ari Jensic racing here tonight. She is 1 minute younger, running in the 6th position in car number 17. In fact, she just gained a spot in that 17, moving around Joe Arena. But the top 4 have been able to break away. Devin pulling out a line on Matthew Winter, the 2nd, over in turn 3 for the lead. Devin Jensic sticking his nose in there, but can't make a pass as of yet with 3 laps in the books.
Well, it appears that Winters is trying to get as much momentum as possible. They are side by side and wheel to wheel. Off the turn, Winters back in command. Short-lived, here comes Devin Jensic. In turn number 3, Jensic has it by a nose. Directly behind them, Travis Haidar. Off the turn, halfway down, halfway to go. Car 23 is your brand new leader.
4 laps to run and 4 cars jammed together up front as they go back to turn number 2. Devin Jensic, Matthew Winter, 1 and 2, and wanting to make it 3 wide is the 11, the current point leader, Travis Haidar. Add the 22 of Gary Patnote in the mix, and Daryl Vertifay not too far out of the mix in the 5 as they come around to complete another lap. And this time it's Devin Jensic over Travis Haidar, who moves up to 2nd.
There's no question about it. Travis Haidar is a true, real racer. He comes to race. He's not thinking of points right now. He's thinking of wins and, of course, another notch in his belt. He comes off turn number 4. Travis Haidar is the brand new leader. 2 laps to go.
2 laps to run, 2 cars racing for the win, and they are glued together into the corner. Haidar to the bottom, Jensic in the outside lane, Matthew Winter the 2nd, best seat in the house, nearly gets into Jensic for the runner-up spot, and Gary Patnote in the 22, running in position number 4. White flag, 1 lap to go, as Haidar goes to the point and begins to break away.
He certainly does. He pulls away from the competition. Margin is .511 between 1st and 2nd. Meanwhile, Matt Winters still trying to take back the 2nd spot. Can't do it. Things get, well, settled in. Single file formation. Black and white is out. Travis Haidar pulls it off. The point leader has won the 3rd qualifying round. Devin Jensic to finish in 2nd. Matt Winters, the 74, is 3rd. Good run for Gary Patnote in 4th, and Daryl Vertifay to round out the top 5.
Ari Jensic finishing in the 6th spot. Then it was Joe Arena in 7th, and Shelby Swan rounding out the 8-car field in our limited late model qualifying action. Late models are up next, but first let's check back in with Bonzo.
Kyle, I want to touch on the street stocks for a second. They don't have a heat race tonight, but there is one story developing, and that is Tyler Trott. Now, the car he normally drives is here. You can see it on the left side of your screen, but he's been fighting brake issues for the past month and a half, 2 months or so. It was still a problem tonight, so that car on the right, that's the car he'll be piloting tonight. That car has been around the shop for 2 years, hasn't been raced yet until tonight's 20-lap feature.
Well, it looks like we're moving to the late model division. It's 2 qualifying rounds are set to go racing. Car number 10 will be starting at the point. That, of course, is the Springfield Thunderbirds machine for PTG Enterprises from Fairfield, Connecticut. Car 10, Wayne Corey Jr.
To his outside, car number 9 from Naugatuck, Connecticut, the A6A Associates car for Bobby Stirk III.
This gentleman's got titles to his credit. He wants another one. Car number 97, the Meadow Motor car. Number 97 from Granby, Mass. It is Adam Gray.
4th starter, car 43 from Chicopee, Massachusetts, the Universal Plastics car for Andrew Durand.
Let's take a look at another double-time champion starting back in the 5th position with car number 23, the Lavigny Law-sponsored car from Ellington, Connecticut, Kevin Gambacorda.
The 33 goes next from Barkhamsted, Connecticut, the Industrial Management and Training Institute car for Aiden Burrell Jr.
Then we go to the 7th starting spot. Drivers change here. Driving car number 51 out of Palmer, Massachusetts. The driver is Brian Narducci.
Also a new driver car combination goes to the outside of row 4. The 40 from right here in Stafford Springs, the American sleeve bearing entry for Jason Raymond.
Well,
driving
Kyle,
that 40
it's
car.
that time of the night when we go make the transition. We go from one form of social media to, of course, FloRacing for tonight's program.
If you've been watching us on our live streams on social media, thanks for tuning us in here from the Stafford Motor Speedway on a beautiful Friday night. But the rest of tonight's program can be seen exclusively on FloRacing. It's that time of the year, Ben, where it's not even 7 o'clock yet.
Yes.
The sun has long set,